Hello there, and welcome back to Midlife Crisis. I'm Cheryl. Well, I am outside. I was planning to get out here a lot earlier, but the day got away from me, which is what is happening on a regular basis. So I'm on a higher floor than where I usually am, but I'm not where the fireworks took place because the higher the floor, the breezier it gets. So let's see how it goes. I was discussing how difficult it is to actually work around people that are insecure because you're not only trying to keep yourself in line, but you've got to now think about the insecurity of others around you. And that is not an easy thing to do because you have to watch what you say, what you do. You're basically walking on eggshells in relationships, whether it's a romantic one or a friendship. You're dealing with someone who did not work out their inner battles. You can find yourself having to watch everything you say to avoid arguments and conflicts. Like I mentioned before, I'm not insensitive to other people's feelings, but I'm just natural, I will say what I feel and spontaneously, and sometimes it's not very tactful. Being around someone who has insecurities, I've put myself in situations because of that. I wasn't aware of what was going on. Now, in a work environment, I want to say this is the most complicated because now you're working under someone that you report to and not being aware. And I'm saying not being aware, but even if you are aware, what can you really do, especially if you are a person who is authentic? How very complicated this can be in a work setting. Unfortunately, I have been exposed to each and every situation. I've been through it. If I took time to go into details on some of the experiences that I have had to undergo on some jobs, it would blow your hat right off. It really isn't easy being me, but I don't change who I am for anyone. I am highly skilled and I have a habit of putting myself in any environment that I sense I can have things simple and at peace. But at the very end of it, it doesn't work out that way because of what we're talking about here. I don't change who I am for anyone. I don't even know how to do that. It's always a good idea to be who you are, to be authentic. You cannot pretend to be yourself. It's either you are or you're not. I have seriously paid the price for placing myself in environments where I really don't belong. But I am a very gregarious person and my humility is off the chain. So I look a whole lot more threatening than I really am. I have shared some of my experiences with you. It has not been easy. Like I mentioned in the short, you can be admiring someone, seeing their potential, having respect and looking up to that person, but it is all contingent on how that person really feels within, their self-confidence, self-love, and so on. You can look up to someone and admire them all you want, but the drama is going to be there because of how they feel about themselves. So you really have to be able to have that sense of what's going on. Now, we've talked about emotional intelligence in full details, but when you're not expecting a situation, a lot of people have a way of masking these situations. So if you're not really paying attention, you will not pick it up until it is too late, until it all blows up. It's not an environment that I will be able to survive in. So I just, take the easy way out and just throw in the towel. And this is all because of someone else's insecurities. How unfair is that? I'm saying it this way because if you try to avoid what's taking place or circumvent the situation in any way, it can become brutal to the point where, and I'm talking about the work environment now, to the point where you will find yourself losing your self-respect and dignity, and nothing is worth that. So you really do have to be on top of your game when you are surrounded by others that are insecure. A lot of times it has nothing to do with you. it's your environment, and you need to understand what's taking place and then move accordingly. I have one or two people that would tell me, oh my gosh, you're on a job, you leave it. And yeah, I will, because after a while, when something happens over and over and over, you should be able to start deducing what's taking place. I mean, if you're not learning from your experiences, that's not good, because you're not really building wisdom, and that's what the beauty is about growing older. You're supposed to learn from your experiences and be able to decipher how you're supposed to move at that point. That's where the experience comes in, and you only get that as you advance in age. I'm not going to say get older. As you advance in age. That is the beauty of it. This is why dealing with someone that is in their midlife or has gotten to their midlife years and they are still like a child out of high school, that's unacceptable. And I have very low tolerance for people with that kind of disposition. We just have to be able to know when it's time to shut things down. Okay? Nothing is worth your self-respect. This, what we're talking about here, is a very serious problem, because 9 times out of 10, it's things that will be beyond your control. I am talking about the person who has done the work in terms of working out their inner battles, and now have to deal with someone that has not done the work and is in a position to interfere with your peace and your balance. That is what we're talking about right now. When someone is insecure, that should be an automatic light bulb to you to know that that person has not done the work and is now moving around like a missile waiting to land. And they normally would attack the person who did do the work. Take myself, for example. I don't beat around the bush and saying, I'm a well-rounded individual and I'm balanced within myself. I know who I am, I know what I'm about, I know what I stand for, and I know what I will not tolerate. There is a line. And once that line is crossed, you're supposed to know that it's time to make a move to correct things. Because if you do not do that, then you will wind up being caught up in whatever craziness is going on around you. You have to know what your borders are. And you are the one that decides what line should not be crossed, because people will try you. A good bit of us are walking around, as I said, undiagnosed, clinically undiagnosed. And I'm going to put it that way because, I have some background in psychology. We had touched base with the fact that when someone is confident within themselves and there are insecure people around, you become like a mirror to that person. When they look at you, they're not really seeing you. What they're seeing is their reflection and what they are missing. And so that's why the rebellious behavior starts. Envy and jealousy is actually in the same line with insecurities, because when someone is insecure, the only logical thing that happens when they get close to someone that is secure within themselves, have self-love and is confident, you will have the battles, you will have the competition and all the other crazy things, they'll start being in devil energy. And this can go on in any situation, friendship, romantic relationship, the work environment. So it's not something that we can play with, because these kinds of things like insecurity and lacking self-love and stuff, that is a personal issue. And there is absolutely nothing that you can do to help that person. They have to do the work. And that's just period. The sun is starting to go down. It's really pretty out here and the weather is nice. I mentioned that I don't like being around insecure people, and I say that because I like being able to just come right out, say what I feel, we laugh, we talk, and be done with it. But when you're around others that have inner battles, it's not that simple. It can become very unpleasant. Relationships can actually be ruined, and just a lot of negative things can take place. So when I get to the point where I notice certain things, because I can't survive in toxicity. In any situation, I cannot survive in toxicity. If you've been on this channel, you know my ultimate goal is having my peace. And I will go to the extreme to have it. And I just thank God that I always have a choice. I am just thanking God. We get into midlife and we didn't just get here. There is a journey. We have the childhood years, we have adolescent years, early adulthood, we get into midlife years, and then eventually, hopefully, we'll all get into our golden years. So there are stages. Unfortunately, a lot of us tend to be on the highway. I've discussed this before. The highway is the easy route. So learning manipulation and just finding ways to get things the easy way. But the narrow road is where the glory is. It's not easy. I'm not going to say it is, but that is where your peace and your wholeness will come, because you have to have these experiences in order to build wisdom. If you are deciding to not address your inner battles, because we all have some form of insecurity. I have mine. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's all perfect. It's not. It has not been. But I have come to terms with my shortcomings, and I have done all that I can and will continue to do to fix things within. I spend a lot of time alone, and I do that on purpose. Starting to become very breezy out here, so I gotta wrap this up soon. But you have to do the right self-talks, because once you've identified with what your inner battles are, you're supposed to start working towards fixing them. And that entails talking about things. If it means laying on someone's couch to talk about it, then so be it. But you're supposed to do everything you possibly can to fix things. Because when you do that, you're able to start making your way in finding your peace. So we're not talking about having the television blasting so that you cannot think. We're not talking about constantly blocking out your thoughts. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about taking time by yourself in peace and quiet and actually listening to what you have to say. What are the issues and what avenues you can take to fix things? That's how you do it. Because if you're totally ignoring what's going on the inside, and you're just running around like a missile waiting to land, just preying on others, how is it fixing things? There is someone watching. I say that all the time, and I will not stop saying it. You reap what you sow. What goes around comes around. It's all the same thing. You have to watch what you're doing, because that stuff comes back around. You have some men that would actually prey on women. They're not able to tell the difference between a woman that sits with a quality glass of Chardonnay and one that is looking for a can of Colt 45. And they would actually take the two to compete for their attention. How disgusting is that? That's on another level. But when someone is insecure, it means that they don't feel worthy. And you can talk until you are blue in the face. If someone doesn't feel worthy, they will be destructive because they're not healed. And you cannot fix someone that is not healed. They have to do the work. They have to do the work. And I will continue to say that. Insecure people are very difficult people to deal with. I mentioned that it's annoying because it is. It doesn't have to be that way. This is what we have to deal with when others decide that they will be on the highway. The enemy is around to kill and destroy. And he actually uses us as disciples to interfere with the ones that are trying to walk a straight line. So you have to decide exactly what side you're going to be on, because there is nothing positive that's going to be coming out of running around and taking out what you feel within, what you refuse to fix on someone else. We all have our crosses to bear, and it's not fair to have someone curb their inner situation, their inner battles, and work on yours as well. That's your responsibility. Okay? It's so beautiful out here, but I can feel the breeze just going crazy. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Plus my lighting, it's starting to go down. So we're gonna wrap it up here. I have some images that I'm going to show you from the July the 4th weekend, as I mentioned. I say that we got rained out, but we didn't really get rained out per se, because the day was just setting up, but we got cheated, is what I should say. They were expecting a rainstorm, so they started the show, the fireworks, but I don't even think it lasted an hour. For the most part, it was a half an hour. And I think they did that because they were expecting it to start raining, and eventually it did, but they had already stopped and packed up. The weekend was pretty restful. I took vacation around that time, and I got a lot of rest in there. And then we ran into the holidays, so that was nice. I think the light is going away here, so I'm gonna wrap it up. The schedule on the talk show has changed. It's now the second and fourth Sunday of each month, and a replay the Thursday of that week. So it's the second and fourth Sunday and Thursday of the month. All right, at 7 p.m. That's the air time on television, but we do put it into YouTube, so when you're ready, you can always get these episodes on YouTube. All right, thanks for sitting with us. I hope this helps. Do subscribe to the channel for the short videos. We're going to be more conscious of kicking those out in a more timely manner. But subscribe to the channel, give us a like, comment. Let us know if what we're talking about resonates with you. Join us on the next episode, and we will see you next time, because the light is like totally gone now. So we're going to wrap this up. Okay? Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye. All right. Sorry. Getting a late start, but we're heading up. Let's see. Thanks. Oh, it started. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh wow, look at this. Nice. Oh yeah, we came just in time because we're expecting rain. It's beautiful. Let's see, are they doing it on the other side too, or? Yeah, it's a lot of people out here too. Look at that over there. Look at over there too, man. It's like, it's by the, is that the Empire? No, that's the Empire there. So then what's going on over there? Oh.
That's the Freedom Tower.
Oh. It's cool. It is cool out here. Where are they? Hold on.
Good cut though.
I'm so glad that the rain didn't stop this. So we're expecting. Beautiful out here. It's not hot at all. It's nice. It's cold. You find it cold? It's greasy. People are still coming. It's crowded. Whoa. What happened? What happened? this taking place? This is the.
Self-esteem.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Is showing anything on this other side? Yeah, so there's nothing going on this side. But again, there's that island. Yeah, everybody's doing their stuff. That could be Coney Island down there. But this is where the action is. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, they are really getting down. Yeah, it's going on all around.
You look like your hands are full. You want me to take something? Looks like your hands are full.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Nice. Woo! Look, you see that one crawling up in the air
Nope.
like a worm?
I couldn't see because look.
Look, it's doing it again. They're crawling up and then they're gonna pop. Woo! Whoa! Whoa!
Casey's supposed to leave the fireworks again.
Look at those waterfalls. Oh, that is pretty. Wow.
Fireworks everywhere. Look, you can see them in the background. Grandma, you see all those fireworks in the background?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah.
They're everywhere.
I have a stool downstairs.
Just think about that.
Why don't you, somebody go
Yeah.
and get it?
Ours are standing.
It's funny, they stopped it, I guess, because we were expecting a storm. They stopped it early. But over there is not a Staten Island.
No, the lightning, like you see the flashes in the sky.
I still see it over there.
You saw that, right? You saw that? The lightning and the flash?
Helicopters and all that sort of stuff last year, but they stopped. They just stopped.
That might be Jersey.
I think it's because they need to pack up because of the rain. It's supposed to come in the next hour. In the Arizona. Staten Island.
What's wrong?
What are you doing, sweetie?
She had it out every day.
Oh, I saw lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna go back downstairs.
Or try to wait for